Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the Dutch ST channel for a full review of the content of this here box. And this box should contain a Cheerson CX-23. And what is a Cheerson CX-23? It is a brushless quadcopter with full FPV system. So an FPV camera, a video transmitter, a video receiver and an FPV screen. The camera is actually a full HD camera and the quadcopter can record the FPV feed as well. So that's nice. We're first gonna do a short unboxing. I haven't actually looked at the content of the box, so we'll do the unboxing together. And then we'll obviously also fly this quadcopter and see what the video quality is like, how well it returns to home, and does its other features, so to speak. So let's first have a look at the box itself. I think it looks good, and I think they were out of ink over here. Yeah, Cheerson. It's a pretty nice looking box, a little bit like DJI stuff, I guess. And I haven't opened it up at all yet, so let's do that right now. And the first thing we see is the quadcopter itself. Cool stuff. Okay, we'll have a detailed look at the quadcopter in a second. Let's first see what the box contains apart from the quad. This is actually pretty nice. All sub-components, the transmitter, the screen and all the other parts are in separate boxes. Yeah, nicely presented. Now obviously that's not super important, but yeah, if they put a little effort into a nice packaging, chances are the product itself is of nice quality as well. But we'll find out in this video though. Okay, so this will be kinda the mother of all unboxings, right? One box down, 6 more to go. So let's see what's in this first box. It says it should contain a transmitter, so surely it does. Yep, this looks like a transmitter to me. And yeah, it's a pretty basic transmitter obviously, but it does have its screen over here. And let me see. Yeah, oh, the sticks both center, as you can see. So this quadcopter will have altitude hold or automatic altitude hold. Yeah, that's pretty nice, and for a video quadcopter that makes sense, I guess. It has an on-off switch, but before you switch it on, do make sure to put the antenna onto the transmitter, otherwise you might damage your transmitter. Actually, let me do that right now. Let's find the box. There, box number 3. And it contains this bag and another bag. Okay, this here bag contains 2 USB cables. I think one of the cables is to charge your transmitter, this one over here. It has a built-in battery, so actually for this quadcopter you don't need any batteries at all. That's nice. And yeah, standard USB to micro USB cable, and the transmitter has a micro USB slot over here. And the other one has a little 2mm jack. And I suspect this one is to charge up the FPV screen. Okay, bag number 2 contains 2 antennae for the transmitter and a little bracket that I assume is to attach the FPV screen to the transmitter. Okay, let's hook up the antenna. So it has 2 antenna, as you can see. One is to transmit towards the quadcopter and the other one is to receive data from your quadcopter, because this radio will display telemetry data from your craft. Now I'm pretty sure this display will be very hard to see for you, especially with this screen protector on it. Let's try and get that off. Okay, this screen does not have a backlight, so it's very hard to show you on camera, but it would, if the quadcopter was switched on, show you all kinds of data on the transmitter and the aircraft. So battery voltage of the transmitter and of the aircraft, and altitude and distance, GPS satellites, the mode you're flying in. So that's pretty elaborate actually. Okay, and the transmitter has several buttons, as you can see. One to do automatic landings over here, automatic takeoffs over here, return to home over here, a mode switch. The quadcopter can fly in 3 modes, and I'll put them on screen for you right now, what the modes are. And a photo video button. I assume you can start, stop videos and take pictures with this button. I'll tell you in the flight footage part of this video how this actually works. And at the back of the radio we see this little clip over here in which this screen holder will slot into, and we'll have a look at the screen itself in a second, of course. Speaking of, this next box should contain the FPV screens. Let's take a look at that. And yes, it's only a screen. Okay, so yeah, this is the FPV screen. It is not only a screen but also a receiver, 5.8 GHz receiver, so you should be able to use this monitor on any kind of FPV quadcopter. We'll try that in a second. It also has a built-in battery, and on this side over here you've got an on-off switch. There you go. And static, of course. Oh, and that's actually a good thing. It doesn't blue out or black out, so that's pretty nice actually. Okay, it has a protective cover. Let's take that off. Always satisfying to take those covers off. And let me power up an FPV quadcopter for you, so you can actually see what the monitor does. Alrighty, I'm not sure how visible this will be because it's evening, but you can see the FPV feed from my racing quadcopter now. Now over here you've got a little knob which if you hold it will make the monitor auto scan all its frequencies. So this monitor, I'm not sure how many channels it can receive on. I suspect 40 or 32. So you can again use it for most FPV applications. Okay, and it has now, it's showing me the signal strength over here and the actual frequency. Pretty handy. Cool. Okay, and that's it for the monitor. And oh, on this side you've got a charging port for that 2mm adapter I showed you a few minutes ago. Now I suspect that you'd have to screw this adapter down at the bottom of the monitor, like so. Yeah, it has a little notch over here which slots into the monitor's housing over here. And there's a screw hole over here, and I'm not sure if this is visible, but this bracket has a hole over here. However, I have not come across a screw of any kind to fasten this bracket to the monitor. So let's break open another box. Tools. Maybe there's a screw in that box to screw that mount, that monitor mount, to the actual monitor. Okay, we've got some spare propellers apparently. That's always good. And yeah, that's it. Only 2 spare propellers. Woohoo! Okay, let's see what's in this bag. Ah yeah, I see screws. See them? There. Actually 2 screws. Huh. Spare screw. Alright. Okay, Well, now that we're at it, we have a little Phillips head screwdriver, a very tiny one. And this is actually nice. Another screwdriver with 4 bits. I have never come across an RC that came with interchangeable bit screwdrivers. See that? You can stick this one into this handle, 2 ways around. And over here you've got a Phillips head, here over here a flat screwdriver, and the other one has hex heads. This is nice. Again, I've never come across an RC that came with a multi-bit screwdriver like this. Cool. Okay, and we've got ourselves a USB micro SD card reader, pretty typical of course. And it also comes with actually an 8 GB memory card. Most of these RCs, whenever you get a free memory card, it's always a 4 GB card, right? 8 GB. Cool stuff. So let me go ahead and screw this mount on down to the monitor. So, with the monitor mounted on the radio, this is what that looks like, and I'll show you that more while flying of course. But it has a little thumb screw over here, so you can adjust the angle of the FPV monitor. There's no wires going back and forth. Again, the monitor has its own receiver, so it's not relying on a receiver in this radio thing. It is powered by itself, so there's no power cable coming from the radio to the monitor. Looks pretty clean, actually. Very nice. So, yeah, on to the next box. This box looks to contain a battery charger for the quadcopter, so let's dig into that one. Okay, so this is basically a power adapter and US plug. So if you order this one up in any other part of the world, you will need an adapter. Best to add a note to your order saying that you want an adapter from Banggood in this case. And over here, this part is where the battery will sit into, I guess. So I've taken the battery out of the quadcopter. Here it is. It is a 1200 milliamp 2S Lipo 20C, and yes, it's one of those smart batteries, right? So proprietary battery. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of those, but especially for beginners, this is a safer way to use lipos. It is a lipo, so it has a little switch over here, knob, and if you press that, the lights will show you the charge level. I hope that's visible, but it has 4 LEDs, 4 red LEDs. If you press this button, it'll again show you 1, 2, 3 or 4 LEDs. Okay, this will also be the on-off switch for the quadcopter once the battery is attached to the quadcopter. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, it'll slot into the charger like so. Okay, and basically that also means that you have to use this charger. Yeah, not really a problem, of course. Okay guys, one box left, and I wonder what it contains. Okay, landing gear, let's have a looky. And that's it for that box. Yeah, landing gear, 2 plastic landing feet skid things. So yeah, we'll see how those fit onto the quadcopter, and that brings us to our quadcopter, and there it is. And this really sold me on this quadcopter, the Cheerson quadcopter here. It looks awesome, in my opinion, of course, but yeah, it has this satin black finish to it. It's yeah, a properly designed quadcopter, in my opinion. Of course, this is not a racing quadcopter by any means, but nonetheless, it's a nice looking quadcopter. It is a bit smaller than what you'd usually see in a camera quadcopter. It's more or less a 200 size quadcopter with 4-inch propellers, brushless motors, and at the front over here, let me flip it on over here you see the FPV camera, which can be tilted slightly up but mostly down, quite far down actually, straight down. So you can fly it, you could potentially use this in search and rescue operations. Yeah, you've got some options in angle. You can't, and that's a bit regrettable, you can't change the angle of the camera in flight from the radio. That would have really been a nice touch. Okay, and over here you see this here slot, and that's where the battery slots into with a satisfying click. There. Okay, and again you've got this little knob on the battery showing you the battery status, and if you hold on to that button for longer, it'll switch the quadcopter on. Now the landing feet just slot on in over here. Can I actually do that with the camera in the way? There you go. Oh wow, also a very satisfying click. And the other one, they aren't symmetrical by the way, one goes on the left side and one goes on the right side. So if you have trouble fitting it in like I was, you are doing it the wrong way around. Click, satisfying click, very nice. Okay, and at the bottom of the quadcopter you also have a micro SD slot over here, in which the supplied micro SD card will slot on into, let's see what way. Okay, you slot the micro SD card into there with the label facing the rear of the quadcopter. And it is a spring-loaded slot, so it's easy to retrieve. Okay, one of the really distinguishing features of this quadcopter is that the rear motors are upside down, as you can see. Front motors are right side up, rear motors are upside down. Now, that's mostly a design thing, mostly, yeah. You might come across theories that this is better for the airflow over the propeller. I'm not so sure. I think, again, this is more of a design feature than a functionality. And I'm fine with that, because this really makes it look unique, this Cheerson quadcopter. I like it. Cool stuff, man. Okay, at the rear we have a status LED band over here. I'm sure we'll see that more in the flight video. Apart from that, the quadcopter does not have any LEDs that I can see. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, enough mambo jumbo. Let's take this quadcopter up and do a few flights. See what kind of video quality we get. Here we go. Okay, let's get it on, shall we? With this Cheerson CX-23. Now, one thing I should make note of is you should calibrate the compass and accelerometers at least once before you fly it. And the manual is pretty clear on how to do that, so I won't waste your time showing you that hassle, but it's actually not that much of a hassle. But unlike the Hobson quadcopters, it doesn't force you to do it. So yeah, again, I don't think it's needed every time you fly it, so that's a good thing. Okay, first thing you do is switch on the radio. Then we switch on the quadcopter by holding on to the button at the bottom. Okay, and let's switch on the screen. Yes, we have a live video feed. I'm not sure how well this will be visible to you, but there's all kinds of info in the screen. about the quadcopter, voltage, where it is, how many satellites it sees and such. So that's nice. Now I'll also switch on my regular FPV monitor here and do a search, click click, so that I can record the FPV feed with the OSD information. I'll have a link in the description to the recording the quadcopter does, so on board without the OSD, and I'll also have a link to this video here with all the OSD info. So let's start this recording. There we go. Okay, let's get it on. Arm it with both sticks to the bottom and out. There we go, it arms. And I'm doing a manual takeoff. Pretty simple. Okay, so now it is in altitude hold mode, not in position lock mode. It actually holds its position pretty nicely. There is a little bit of wind, but this is altitude hold. And very stable. So let's fly it around a little, see what that's like. Well, pretty smooth, as you can see. Yeah, it's not super fast, but that's not what I was anticipating either. This is not a racing quadcopter, it's meant for video recording and FPV, looking around, sightseeing. Okay, let's now switch it into GPS hold mode. There is a little bit of wind, so it might be fighting that a little. But this does look very good. Oh, and video, you a single click will take a picture. Click. I should have taken a picture like this, another one. There. And a longer press on this button will start recording a video. Okay, and the good thing is that the display, the on-screen display, clearly shows you that the video is running. Important, right? You don't want to come home finding out that no video was recorded. So, GPS hold mode. You do still have full control over the quad in GPS lock mode, obviously, but just as soon as you let go of the sticks, it'll try and hold its position. Well, at least that's the idea. I'm not sure. Maybe, oh, maybe it looks like it switches out of GPS lock mode once you touch the sticks. I'm not completely sure, really. But, well, let's fly it around a little more. And at this point, the main thing I'm interested in is what the video will be like. It's a nice and sunny day, so the video should be of reasonable quality. And the quadcopter itself flies just fine, so that's good. This is one of my first flights, so I'm not completely familiar with what it does in what mode yet, but okay, let's try a little more altitude. Oh, it's pretty responsive actually. That's nice. Yes, I am flying it line of sight myself, so I don't know what the video will be like. I'm not sure. It sometimes seems to have a hiccup. I'm not sure what it's doing there. but well, at least it recovers immediately. Okay, bring it down again. It responds again smoothly to everything. It's never really fast. So if you are looking at this video hoping to find a racing quadcopter, it definitely isn't. That's okay. There's a market or a purpose to every quadcopter, and racing is not the purpose of this here quadcopter. Okay, I have no idea how long I've been flying for. The manual says I should have a flight time of around 10 minutes, I think. But actually I'll do a separate video when I test the real flight time, in which I test the real flight time. So be on the lookout for that. And if you'd like me to do other tests with this quadcopter, hit me up a comment down below and I'll try and do a video on that as well. Maybe that circle mode, I'm not that interested in that myself, but who knows if you are interested in that. One thing I should note, the LED at the rear, LEDs at the rear in bright sunlight, they aren't really very visible. Is that a problem? Well, you've got a telemetry screen on your radio and you've got all kinds of OSD information in the FPV screen. I don't really know what you'd need a status LED for. But again, when you're flying line of sight and you don't watch the screen all the time, yeah, you don't really see that LED at the rear. Alright, this should give you at least a good impression of the recorded video. Let's stop the video. There you go. Oh, I should hold on to it longer. I've probably taken a picture there. Okay, so starting the video is a long press and stopping the video is also a long press. What more can I tell you? Yeah, this quadcopter does not have automatic flips. I am completely fine with that. I don't need or want automatic flips. No, neither does it have an acro mode, and yes, I would have liked to have acro mode. But that is because I'm an experienced pilot, right? So this quadcopter would be more suited to intermediate pilots, maybe as your second quadcopter. Definitely not as your first, as it is a powerful brushless quadcopter. But a second, yeah. It is very, very easy to fly. As you have noticed, I've taken my eye off of the quadcopter quite a number of times. It flies very dependably, so to speak. Banks outside is actually pretty fast. What's the yaw rate like? Okay, the yaw rate is slow. Yeah, that's a good thing on a video quadcopter. And pitch forward is about the same as the sideways angle. Again, it is not a fast quadcopter. It is very stable though. Even in a moderate wind over here. It gets knocked around a little bit, but not that much. Alright, that's it for this first test flight. Hit me up a comment down below if you want to see me test other things on this quadcopter. Again, I will do a video in which I really test the flight endurance, the flight time. Be on the lookout for that. For now, I want to thank you for watching. Hope to catch you on the next video. Bye bye.